Hey guys, I'm Josh Vidovic from Vidovic Arts, and today we're going to be putting together the Doom Wheel, because I've had a couple of requests on how to actually assemble this thing, and it is a little bit finicky, and I probably should have done this to begin with, so I thought I may as well do it now, just to help people out. So I actually, I print out more than I need of these things, so this is a spare one that I got. There we go, and we can have a look at the parts that come here. So in this is two separate prints. One being, I think it's the wheels, these parts, and the rest are these. Now, how do these go together? Well, we start with this big old thing here, and they're pretty much one piece like that. So we want to separate these. This goes together. We can just put this over here. This is the front, like the little spikes at the front. And these little three-pronged things are actually, like, they sit on the inside of the wheel. So if I get a wheel like this, they'll sit around like this. So it looks like the cogs are rotating it. Now, I'm not sure which one goes with which. I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter. The ones with the cogs, so the three little prongs here, ones have cogs and ones don't. Now, the ones that don't go on top of the ones that do. Like so. And again, the same story right there. So we'll keep those together. And there's individual cogs as well, like this one here, and this thing here, which has nothing attached to it, that pretty much just sits on top like that. And we're going to glue all these together. We just want to get things assembled. Now this is another cog. It didn't print very well. I think this might have been one of my test prints. But with this cog, we just want to find that other piece. Here it is. And again, that sits on top like that. Now this sits over the top of the wheels. It's pretty much just decorative. It's nothing too important, but we'll put it with the spikes just because they go together. Now these here are the side lances that come out. So you're going to have ones that do have the, what is that, the warp stone? It's kind of like an electricity thing that shoots out the side, I think. One that does have that, and one that doesn't. They pretty much go together, like so. And the same with the other over here. So we're going to glue this together using a contact adhesive. I'm using this here. It's called Quick Grip. I've used paint on it, but it's basically a contact adhesive. So what you do is, when we get it out, I'll use it on this big thing here. If we can, this thing tends to dry up quite quickly. I would like to get one with a lid and a brush. I feel like that would be a lot better. But it's not too difficult to clean out. You just need to stab it with a needle point. I don't know where one is. I think it's coming at the bottom too. Oh, great. So yeah, I've actually just broken that glue. Fantastic. Alright, just give me a second. I need to clean up. Now I'm just going to use this to clean out the top. I can't believe it's broken. Alright, now the glue's somewhat flowing. All we're going to do is pretty much spread it around like so. And if we get like a icy pole stick or a stick or something, we can kind of like brush it around to bits that we may not have gotten. And we get the other half and we stick it together. Now, because this is a two-part adhesive, we could leave it as it is. And it seems to be doing pretty fine as it is, actually. But what you're supposed to do is you glue both sides, and you let them dry just a little bit, and when you stick them together, they'll pretty much, as their title says, contact adhesive, they'll stick really, really well. So that's the core of the Doom wheel. We want to do the exact same with all the pairings. So get to it. Now if you use too much glue, you can actually double up. So I've used a little bit too much here. If I get another piece, I can steal some of the glue from that. I've glue on my fingers, which is great. But you can steal some of the glue from the excess amount. Oh god, get off my finger! And use it. This is just because the glue exploded on me pretty much. Right, last little bit on these pieces. Now they won't actually stick if you use too much to begin with. So yeah, keep that in mind. Now we're going to stick these together. That's one piece. And I've done a really bad job at cleaning this model up. But once it's glued together, I can come in there with a knife and cut out all the excess print that we have there. Now, we're going to look at this and see what it is. So this is one without the cogs. So it goes one with the cogs. Another one without the cogs. Oh wait, no, this is with the cogs. And then we put that without. So this is a little one without, put it with. And then the last one. And the reason why I designed it like this was to not use any supports. So I could have redesigned this so you print it in one go and you could use supports and whatnot, but I really wanted to have it without supports, so that's the reason why it's designed this way. Alright, next comes the wheels. And pretty much do the exact same thing we just did, except this time we're going to have to line it up. Now, I was a little bit silly when I designed this. I didn't exactly design it very well. Even just then, I should have glued this side. If we just do this, get it spread around a bit. Now we need to kind of like look for it where it sits, where all the you see each plank can go in line with one another, but the actual creases through the planks might not line up. There is a very, very specific section where it does line up, but you really just got to look for it, which is a bit ridiculous, I know. But when you find it, I think I've found it, they should all line up quite nicely. Yeah, I definitely found it. And then we push it together, and that's it. And that's how long it takes as well. It's really not the craziest amount of effort, so if you want to have the Doom wheel looking nice and crisp, that's all you got to do. And then you see here, it's all lined up. It's got a bit of a crease line because of the glue. But now we work on the next one. That was a bit of a pain, but like I said, not too much more effort than putting a model together is normally. So now we got the Doom wheels of the Doom wheel, and they're quite fantastic model. I'm quite happy with how these have turned out. But how do we actually assemble this thing? It's actually really, really simple compared to the Games Workshop model. It's a lot more easier to put together. All we're going to do is pretty much glue this onto the actual frame. So we just get some glue around the edge. On both sides, just because we're going to do the other side anyway. That's it. And it doesn't matter which side you put this on. It could be either way, but this flat side should sit in here. So you're not doing this detailed side, otherwise you'd end up with this showing on the outside and it would look silly. So wherever you want your letters to sit, you can pretty much decide. And there we go. It's practically a Doom wheel ready to go. Alright, next comes the, I think, a little, I think this sits like this. Yeah, that sits there. And I think this sits over the top like that. So all I got to do is add some glue, and I'll also add glue to these edges because we're going to be adding another model onto the sides, which you'll see in just a second. So I'm trying to do the contact adhesiveness, so if we just like spread it around just a little bit, because it's not going to sit there right now. We're gonna have to wait a little bit. But with this, when it's here, it should have this model, which is the single. Just gotta clean this up. It's the single cog, and that single cog sits just like that in there. Obviously, it's not going to stick just yet, but we can still apply some glue on it. So if we get some glue there. This glue has gone. There we go. I can use the other one to feed the other part. There we go. So now there's contact adhesive on both strips there. And that's just waiting. Now, this other piece here sits like so, right like that. So it's pretty much just holding that in place. So we're just going to put a fine strip of glue across the top there. We can chuck it onto the wheels if we want to. Just going to leave that, and I'm going to do the other side. Oh, I've probably forgotten something. Where does this go? I think I may have actually gotten that confused. Yeah, I think this goes where the other thing is. That's completely my bad. I haven't made one of these in a while. But that's exactly why I'm making it, because people have been telling me it's really confusing. Alright, so we've got that on there. Just take that off. And the reason why I'm taking it off once again is the contact adhesive. It really likes to have a little bit of air to dry, and then once you put the two parts together again, it really sticks well. And that's that. Oh, I may have done that a little bit off camera. So all I've done is stuck them back on. And so far, this is what we have. So, next, the spikes. And if we add them here, they should stick nicely. That's it. So that's the Doom wheel so far. And this is actually the piece that goes there, not the little ones. The little one goes onto this piece here. So if I put this piece up like that, I'd like to do it the other way around. Up like that. If it just stays for me, that'd be nice. That's it. And then I didn't apply glue on those bits, but I still can. Oop. This is a little finicky. I wonder why. I think it just needs to be flattened just a tiny bit. That's it. That's better. So these now sit like this in there. And we can actually put glue on the actual doom wheel itself, just to help them sit just a little bit better, like so. Oop. That's that. Next we want to add this part here, which is like the little lightning section. So I'm going to add just a little bit of glue on the gears, because they are touching the doom wheel, or the doom wheels. So this part is always a bit confusing. You want to have, see how you got this little lightning bolt? You want that to go with the vehicle, and you want this to be horizontal with the vehicle. So this is incorrect at the moment. And you see the difference here, like so. It's kind of confusing, and you might not see much of a difference. But if I get rid of this one, and I attach this one, you can see that this goes with the vehicle. The lightning strike goes backwards. That's the way it's supposed to sit. And then on the back, that's it. And then we make sure that the lightning bolt's kind of in the center. We want both of them to be in the center. And yeah, this is really messy, so I'm probably going to come back and cut it off, and if it does separate from the model, I'll just re-glue it. But yeah, it's a bit of a messy job, but that's the assembly. That's how we assemble it. And in the next how to assemble, I'll do the warp lightning cannon. It's a little easier than this, but it's just as awesome. Now the reason I made this was someone actually made a whole bunch of these, and they look amazing. They're all in a row. And you can see it right here. And yeah, I've had a bunch of people asking how to assemble this, so I thought it was about time that I just put together a little video on how to assemble these. So yeah, that's us making the Doom Wheel, finally, an official how-to. I would like to make like a little Lego assembly kit, like the little drawings they have. I might do that one day, just for fun, why not? But if you want to make one of these yourselves, the link is in the description below. It's available on Thingiverse, and it's completely free, so go ahead and make some up, and if you do make some and paint them up, post a make on the actual page itself. I'd love to see your work. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you around for the next one. See you guys.